Right guys, so in this video I wanted to talk about one of my favorite exercise intensity techniques, and this is going to be something called myo-reps. What myo-reps basically are is they are made by a exercise scientist named Fagurli, I believe is his name. It's some weird name, but basically it takes advantage of the size principle of muscle fiber orderly recruitment, which basically dictates that the further on that you get into your sets, the more you'll use your type 2 muscle fibers, which are the high threshold motor units, which produce the most force, and will basically be the most effective reps, quote unquote, because they're closest to failure. So these are really great because they save you on time. Let's say if you're like, I really like them for powerlifting workouts, or for people who have not that much time, because you can get a great stimulus for less time in the gym. After heavy squats and deadlift, you might not want to spend forever doing your accessories after you've already done that for an hour and a half. This is a great way to get into volume, get into good stimulus. Likewise, when you are more in a calorie deficit, you have muscle fiber changes to more of type 1 muscle fiber characteristics. So what that means is that it'll be harder for you to recruit those high threshold motor units closer to failure due to muscle fiber type differences. Also, you will not be as apt to lifting as heavy loads due to differences in neurology adaptations, muscle fiber differences, just lack of substrate glycogen for gluconeogenesis to fuel high threshold anaerobic activities such as super high, heavy back squats like 5 reps or whatever. So when would you use this? That's when. Basically, how you would do this is you would do one quote-unquote activation set of about 10 to 20 reps, and then rest for about 3 to 5 deep breaths, and then go again in clusters of anywhere from 3 to 10 reps. And you want to take these close to failure, so RPE 8 to 10 on each set. And what this will basically do is this will allow for higher fatigue to be taken advantage of, and you will basically have just enough rest for your creatine phosphagen system to come back to help fuel that exercise activity, while still having your muscles still be close to that high threshold unit activity. Right, so I'm just going to demonstrate how to do this with leg extensions. By the way, only do these with like dumbbells. I like them mostly on machines, or single joint movements like a dumbbell lateral raise, a leg extension. You can do these on leg presses, or like machine chest presses or whatever. Basically, you don't want to do it with like heavy compound movements because it's not really suited towards that. Those take advantage of mechanical tension, which is the primary driver of hypertrophy in conjunction with insufficient volume. This is more about metabolic stress and muscle damage. So what I'm going to do here is just demonstrate these with leg extensions. So I'm going to for my activation set, just 10 to 20 reps of moderate load, and then I'll show you basically how I do it. And this would be one set, so I'll do 3 clusters after this. So I'll just example of how to do that. They're freaking hard, but you get a crazy pump and crazy stimulus. So if you're starting out with these, understand these are like a pretty intense intensity technique. I would start off doing like maybe like one set on these, because by like with Dr. Mike Isertel and Jared Feather, like guys at Renaissance Periodization who have coined the volume landmarks, basically say a myo-rep set is the equivalent of like 1.5 to 2 sets of just straight sets, because they just induce more fatigue per unit time. So essentially I would start with like one of those sets, and then as you get up into, you get more adapted to it, maybe do 2 sets, 3 sets. I really like these in diets just because it's just easier to do than having to do like set of 5. But hopefully this is helpful. I recommend these a lot for clients. An alternative way to do this would be like, instead of just having like clusters, you basically would do like as many myo-rep sets as you have to do to get to a target rep count. So like say you do 1 activation set, then you have this target number of myo-reps to get from that point. So like 20 myo-reps after that activation set, and you do as many sets as you need, doing 3 to 5 breaths in between each set to get to that. But yeah, just so that you do know, typically there's angiogenesis, which is some blood flow. Will get more capillary density, and you get better gas exchange the more that you do this. So it's just only something that you should really do like once in a little while, like once in like every 2 or 3 mesocycles, just because it becomes less effective over time due to that increased angiogenesis, the more increased capillaries, gas exchange and whatnot, which will help clear lactate and metabolites that make this so effective. So yeah, just a little side note, but those are myo-reps. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did like it, make sure to like the video, subscribe to me, follow me on Instagram at AdamThePeeler. If you guys are interested in coaching or programs from myself, just go on to AdamThePeelerFitness.com or link down in my bio. But talk to you guys later. Peace.